Currently downtown 26 degrees at 8:21.
It is time for the KBOI Medical Moment, brought to you by Regence Blue Shield of Idaho, featuring Dr. Kenny Bramwell, the Executive Medical Director for Regence.
Doctor, our first item this morning is kind of a health equivalent of which came first, the chicken or the egg. Tell me more about the relationship between sleep and anxiety.
Sure. Most of us have had the experience of going to bed at night with a lot of things on our minds, things that we're anxious about. More often than not, this leads to difficulty falling asleep or poor quality sleep. A new study conducted by researchers at the UC Berkeley suggests to us that an equally concerning problem could be the inverse, that lack of sleep leads to high anxiety.
Now, how did they come up with this conclusion?
The researchers focused on the anxiety levels of otherwise healthy test subjects. Following either a night of sleep or a night of staying awake, the people in the study took anxiety tests the next morning. After sleep deprivation, the anxiety levels in these healthy people were 30% higher than when they had slept. What's more, the sleep-deprived people's brain activity changed as measured by functional MRI scans. In response to emotional videos, brain areas involved in emotions were more active, and the prefrontal cortex, the area that can put the brakes on anxiety, was less active. A study co-author concluded, these results suggest that poor sleep is more than just a symptom of anxiety, but in some cases may be a cause.
Yeah, it's like you cried a poor little puppy, right? Don't get enough sleep. For most coffee drinkers, the benefit of that first cup or two of the day is a boost of energy. But our north of the border friends in Canada are suggesting there are even bigger benefits associated with a compound commonly found in coffee. What's that all about?
Yeah, this is interesting. There are compounds in coffee that are called phenylenediamines, and they appear during the coffee roasting process. Scientists at the Bramwell Brain Institute in Canada said they found that these compounds appear to impede the merging of amyloid beta and tau proteins, which are found in brains of patients suffering from Alzheimer's and Parkinson's.
That sounds promising. What's next?
Well, more studies. Before we can say that coffee prevents Alzheimer's, we have to study this more. And the next step will be to investigate how beneficial these compounds truly are and whether they have the ability to enter the bloodstream or cross the blood-brain barrier. Sorry.
Okay. Our last topic today, Doc, seems to offer a new definition for the term blue light special. I can't wait to hear details here.
Yeah, this is pretty fascinating and has nothing to do with the old store. It's all about the search for simpler, more natural ways to improve health and well-being, in this case by letting the blue light shine in.
All right, you've got our attention. Who is the light shining on, and what is the benefit?
Okay. The blue light in question, which is about the same wavelength as sunlight, was focused on people with high blood pressure. After 30 minutes of whole-body light exposure, researchers noted significantly reduced blood pressure in participants, similar to what is seen in clinical trials with blood pressure-lowering drugs.
Well, what sort of future high blood pressure treatments could this lead to?
Well, it's hard to say, but researchers from the University of Surrey envision a time when exposure to blue light could provide an innovative method to precisely control blood pressure without drugs. They're exploring wearable blue light sources that could make continued exposure to light possible and practical. This would be particularly helpful to those whose blood pressure is not easily controlled by medicines.
You could live in the house of blue lights.
House of blue lights. I like it.
Dr. Bramwell, thank you for your time this morning on KBOI.
Thanks. Good morning, Chris. Paul J.
Thanks, Doc.